I remember in my early work days, at one point I pictured plumbing where there's a pipe coming from here and there were these pipes coming from here. And so they formed kind of like a Y, an upside down Y. And I looked at myself as being at the juncture of the three pipes, and that I was going to be an integrator. I was going to take ideas that seemed not to be in agreement with each other and see a way where you could put them into the same picture together. That I was going to be an integrative function. That came to me, in my first couple of years working in the media business. And so I think it's an interesting heuristic to try to integrate what seem to be clashing ideas, to try to see how could they both be right? How could you have a win-win? Because there usually is an answer that is, yes, you can. You can take this, like somebody wants to buy media as cheaply as possible, and somebody else wants to buy it more effectively. And, they're not thinking about the cheapness. Well, you can come up with a concept of cost per new customer. Oh, okay, then we get both at the same time. Not so difficult.
Yeah, and I think that's that richness in perspectives. Actually, what if you can all be right? Right? What if everybody is right?
Yeah.
And with that, if we assume everybody's right, right, then what is the combination or the middle ground of all these ideas? I know for me, looking at business, I'm very vision focused, very intuitive, very and then my partner, he's very grounded, very financially savvy, good with numbers. And it's not that one is right and the other is wrong. It's a combination. And I think when we can put that together, that is when there's a superpower there, right? By surrounding yourself with people that have different skill sets, different perspectives, different viewpoints, and collecting more data points or more perspectives to view the same problem. Because when we come together, that is when we can really solve problems, right? Because we're never going to solve a problem in isolation. We need that diversity of thought in order to get there.
And we were talking before about dealing with external environmental negativity. This kind of ties in, because if we take that negative input and we look at it from two perspectives, one is, I'm not going to let that bring me down. But the other perspective that I didn't mention before, which is equally important, is let me integrate that. Let me strip off the negative tone of it and just take it as a bit of advice. It's another data point to integrate into my pitch, my story, my new invention, whatever it might be. So, okay, there's a germ of truth there. Let's get that germ of truth and use it. Let's be grateful for it. Let's thank the person, even though they were negative. Just filter out the negative part and use the good part, the useful